Okay, thank you ladies for coming. I'm Lehla from Salt Wellness. Salt Wellness is an integrative healing center offering a variety of healing modalities to assist you with pain and stress relief and also with emotional support. We often hold various events such as this one tonight. I'd like to introduce Dr. Tina Ureten. Thank you, Tina, for presenting for us today.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. This evening we're going to talk about electromagnetic frequencies, also known as EMFs, and we're going to discuss the risks of being exposed to these frequencies, where they're coming from, and what we can do, simple tips at home, some lifestyle changes, as well as some products. Tina's also the founder and director of Sleep Gift Company, and she has a number of products that can help you block the EMF exposure and other tips to minimize so that you can have a happy, healthier home. So thank you ladies for joining us this evening, and I'm going to let Tina take over, and she's going to let us know all about EMFs and what we can do to protect ourselves, and then at the end we're going to have a Q&A session as well.
Thank you, Lehla. Thank you for inviting me. I will just start with my family story, how I started this business. When my kids were teenagers, there was a big problem putting them into bed and waking them up next morning. And next day, because they don't have enough sleep, they were irritable, they did not perform good at school. So I looked into solutions, but natural solutions. At that age, you have to be very careful not to use any chemicals or pharmaceuticals. And I found one literature, it found link between insomnia and electromagnetic radiation exposure. That was before COVID, so we were not surrounded with lots of wireless devices that time. And I found a fabric which was very new. There was only one factory in China producing those fabrics which blocks the electromagnetic radiation. I sewed my first blanket and it helped. So everything started from there, and I heard from some parents they have hard time to put even little ones to sleep, like around 5-6 years old. They don't want to go to bed, they stay up, they wake up in the middle of the night. So to help the families to raise their kids with sleep, because sleep is more important than your diet, your workout. If you don't get enough sleep, it leads to many diseases in the long term. So that's how I started. And when it comes to electromagnetic radiation, I explain that as energy waves moving from point A to B, but it's not visible to human being. We don't see it, we don't feel it, we don't smell it. But comparing 20 years ago, we are getting 20,000 times more exposure than 20 years ago, because everything is wireless these days. And the sources are in our home environments, in our work environment, and even outdoors. At home, average in North America, 14 to 16 devices are EMF sources. That can be your cell phone, computer, tablet, camera, microwave, wireless, printer, all those kind of things we need and we use in modern technology actually expose us to high dose EMF. At work, different story, many computers, more powerful routers, modems. And outside, unfortunately, our planet is covered by satellites to give stronger signal. We get that, and one scientist says we are cooking the human beings with those signals coming from the satellites. Every day, at least 4 or 5 satellites are sent to atmosphere these days. All the governments are kind of in race with each other to send more powerful satellites. And the other thing is, the old technology is used for some of them, and they leave them in the atmosphere. There's a garbage happening there. We are polluting this world, but also outside. The prediction for the next 20 years, there won't be any stars showing up because satellites give light and those stars will not be visible. So those are all EMF sources. One interesting thing is we are trying to solve the pollution problem, global warming problem with electrical cars, but electrical cars also have the highest electromagnetic field. When you sit in the car, it exposes you high level EMF because their computers are very strong. And actually one of our clients just 2 weeks ago called us and she said, well, I have 3 cars. One is electrical, one is work car, one is my husband's car. Whenever I sit in the electrical car, I have headache. Mm-hmm. So we sold her head to protect at least her brain because headache is related with the brain sensitivity. So many people don't know it. So my main job is to increase the awareness, especially for the parents, because little kids are more vulnerable comparing the human beings. I mean, adult human beings. There are a couple reasons. One, their skull is not very rich in calcium content. The radiation easily penetrates. Second one is their brain content has more water than adults, and all those damages happen in the water molecules. And the third one is if there is one source, let's say a flashlight. If I put the flashlight to adult person's body, maybe it will cover 20%, 30%, but same flashlight covers 80% of the kid's body. So they get more exposure, their more cells are getting higher dose of radiation, especially newborns. They sleep sometimes next to their wireless monitor, which is not good.
Or the router in the home.
Yeah, even these days in the diapers, they have like a wireless diaper warning when the diaper is wet.
I haven't heard of that yet.
Yeah, they develop something like that. So all these sources are kind of exposing us, and the damage doesn't happen in one day, 1 week. It's like smoking. Up to a certain level, your body's defense system protects you. But the scientific world doesn't have a data which shows a baby develops in the mother's belly under EMF and grows up under EMF, being close to tablets and video games and cell phones, all those kind of things, and becomes 40 years old. What is going to happen to their brain, their heart? Those are very vital and sensitive organs. So we don't know that. So that's why instead of discussing if it is harmful or not, still some people don't believe. I think we should take action and protect ourselves and our kids.
The education isn't to induce any fear or anything like that, or to have people, oh no, I'm surrounded, what's going to happen? It's just to increase awareness so that people are aware of where it's coming from, so that then we can then talk about how we can minimize and reduce our exposure.
Yes.
Because it is something we can't see. So a lot of people think, well, what is this EMF thing? We can't see it, we don't normally feel it, but there are many people who are very sensitive to it and they will react.
Yes. So what EMF does to our bodies, one and for most important, the one thing I learned from the beginning is suppressing the melatonin hormone, which is sleep hormone, but also it has very important role for immune system. So if your body doesn't produce enough melatonin, you will end up with a lot of sleep problems. It can be difficult to start sleeping, or waking up many times during the night, or you sleep enough, 8-7 hours, but you wake up with being very tired, not refreshed, because the sleep lab results show under the EMF exposure, your deep sleep period gets shorter, but light sleep is longer. So there is that effect as well. The other thing is brain being one of the most sensitive organ in the body. There is a link between autism to EMF, ADHD to EMF, anxiety to EMF, depression to EMF. And all these studies are coming recently. We didn't have this information before. Being tired, what else? Inflammation, diabetes, heart rate changes, because heart works with electricity, as you know. EEG is the measuring of the different organs of the functions, heart, brain, muscles. We measure with checking the changes in the electrical levels in the organs. Human beings are actually electrical made. So think about something powerful is exposing yourselves constantly and increasing level. That is why we have to have some precautions. We don't want anyone to stay away from the technology, but taking some simple steps, like changing your habits towards the technology. That can be just turning the phone off during the nighttime. It gives some break to your body, because phones are the most closest devices to our body. Turning them off or keeping them away from your bedroom.
Or in airplane mode, like you mentioned.
Yes,
about using
airplane mode also decrease the electromagnetic release from the phones. The distance is your friend. If you keep the phone like 1 feet away, you will drop the exposure 1/4. So it's really important. Time is reverse with the exposure. If you have longer, like 2 hours talk next to your ear, that's not good. At least you can turn your speaker and keep some distance and get less exposure.
And on that note, Tina, sorry, I hope you don't mind me interjecting with certain
you can also,
comments.
of course,
Yeah, feel
if you
free
have
to.
questions, yes.
And on that note, we were talking about how the wired earbuds would be better than the wireless,
yes.
because the Bluetooth also can be having
Yes.
a lot of exposure, but the wired types of devices can help.
Exactly. Those earpods, wireless earpods, are one of the biggest no-nos. Those young people constantly carry them in their
Well, and they're
ears.
right beside the brain as
Yes,
well,
yes.
so I can imagine.
Yes.
And you were, there's devices that can help detect the frequencies and how much exposure
Yes, they are
someone has.
called EMF meter. We have that pocket-sized EMF meters for especially young moms. They can carry these in the diaper bags, and with one button, it measures 3 different electromagnetic fields. One is electrical field. The middle is radio frequency, which is wireless signals, and third one is magnetic field. So for explaining these, I will tell you, like, these waves, when they move from one point to other, they have 2 kinds of energy. One is electrical, one is magnetic. And people show, like, holding a stick. If you hold it fast, this is magnetic field. It's just around, it doesn't travel too long. It's harmful, but it doesn't travel long. But electrical field, that moves with the speed of light, and that is the one carries an information from someone's phone to your phone. That is the important part, and we can measure all those magnetic fields, electrical field, and radio frequency, which is wireless field. So electromagnetic radiation is very general term. Radio waves are electrical EMF. Sunlight is EMF. There is one frequency range. is very good for human being because it's same frequency of human energy, which is infrared ray or far infrared ray. We emit those. Those are natural. But the most harmful one we are warning people these days are human-made artificial electromagnetic radiation. Mm-hmm. And its frequency range is different. And then there comes X-ray, gamma ray. The whole thing is called electromagnetic radiation, but there is a good electromagnetic radiation from the earth.
And natural elements in the earth.
It's the same thing, invisible energy waves, but their characters are different.
Is that what the negative ions would be referring to?
Yes, those human-made artificial.
Like around the ocean or in the forest, anything in nature, even as long as it's a genuine Himalayan salt lamp, like from a salt cave, all these things have negative ions, which help too.
That's right. And maybe you will ask yourself why government is letting this happen, because technology brings good things to life, and telecommunication companies are very powerful. Governments have permittable dose for the phones, so they measure and they make sure their radiation is within that permittable dose, but those guidelines are set in 1990s, 30 years ago, and that time the scientists only know one effect from electromagnetic radiation. It was thermal effect. So what they did is they exposed the animals 2 hours, 3 hours to EMF, and they measured the temperature. If it's not increasing, they said, oh, this is safe. But today it's completely different. We figure out there is not only thermal effect, in the cellular level, there is something called oxidative stress, and that affects negatively all the cellular functions. Mm-hmm. And also it makes like free radicals, and you know how dangerous free radicals. In the long term, the cell cannot fight enough, and then there are like harmful toxins stay in the cell. They can't dispose those garbage from the cell, and it also brings big harm to the body.
It can affect immunity as well.
Yeah, exactly, immune system. And all these together in the long term brings diabetes, hypertension, cancer, and even the damage can be carried to offsprings with DNA damages. So a lot of publications are coming up these days. Before coming here, I just checked the new publications after 2022, like last 5 years. And I list like general damages. You can see, I can share with anyone because there are links. EMF exposure linked to mental and physical health, again, long list. EMF exposure to blood-related cancers, leukemia in the kids' age is very high, and there are a couple studies from UK. It shows like when the families live close to high power or cell phone tower neighborhood, they have more leukemia rate among the kids. Cancer and long-term chronic disease studies, another page of mobile phone usage and brain dysfunctions. It goes long list. Fertility, yes, also for men, testicles are very sensitive. There are so many studies in animals and the human beings, and it shows sperm production get negatively affected by EMF exposure. The quality of the sperm, the mobility of the sperm goes down. For women, there is a link between miscarriages and the EMF exposure during the early stage of pregnancy. In the long term, they can find more, but right now the scientific trials show definitely those effects happen with long-term exposure of the EMF.
And more children are starting to have a lot of more problems than they used to in previous years, just because I think, well, there's many different factors, but also their exposure has increased a lot in the last 5 to 10 years, and a lot since COVID especially, I bet.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, there is the International Scientist Group, EMFscientist.org. All the authorities are bringing their warnings to the governments. We have to do something, otherwise the next generations are under big threat. They call this digital pollution, and they say this is more important than plastic pollution or global warming, because there is a huge movement to make it better, faster, more powerful. 5Gs, for instance, the 5G cameras are very small cameras, 200 meters apart. There might be one or more than one in front of your house, but you don't know it. Smart meters. In US, again, there is a big movement against to smart meters. The city brings a device in your house, and they measure remotely your usage of the water or electricity, but it is actually very harmful for your body, because constantly you will be exposed to EMF without knowing it.
Sorry to interrupt, 'cause I would love to see that afterwards, that list of.
I can share with you, yes,
Oh,
yes.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll be sending out an email with the links and
Oh,
some
okay, that's great.
information, yeah.
And then this is a question because of my daughter. My daughter is always saying, oh, but EMFs, they say EMFs, but like you were saying, sunlight is EMF and lights are EMF,
Exactly.
and so she doesn't really believe that it's not good for you. But when they say EMFs in those, what do they mean? They mean that one range that you were saying?
No. It's like, you know how you say food, but you don't particularly say plant food or meat. The same thing, EMF. EMF has huge scale.
Mhm.
And radio waves are not that harmful. Sunlight, UV. But on the other end, there is like after the wireless devices, there's more harmful X-ray, gamma rays. With gamma ray, human being cannot live more than few hours. If you get strong gamma ray, beta ray exposure, and we know X-ray is harmful,
Right.
but small dose, 1 or twice a year, you can get CAT scan or X-ray. It doesn't bring that. When it comes to RF radio frequency wireless, it's constant. If you turn all the devices off, still your neighbor might have a very powerful router, and it comes like when you check the Wi-Fi, you sometimes see 20 of them. That means they are all reaching you.
Right.
So there's no way, right now EMF is everywhere and no way of being completely away from it. And some people show more reaction than others, which is called EMF hypersensitivity syndrome. It's a new diagnosis in the medical world. They have constant migraine, insomnia, tiredness, concentration problem, memory problems. So they have to take more serious action and use less devices in their home environment. There are paints for the walls. We sell fabric actually to make curtains so block the EMF through your windows. So it's coming up, the sector is growing and the technology is developing. When it comes to our products, we use this special fabric. It's just, I have a t-shirt, my hat, my daughter's cap. They're all made with silver fabric. What they do is they use silver particles in nano size, very tiny, and they put into cotton fiber, they lock it, and they make the fabric. So it is cotton, and you can touch cotton and silver. The inside is a little bit brighter.
See, it's a little bit shiny
Yeah.
inside, yeah. And very soft.
So we have blankets to protect you during long sleep hours.
I have a blanket.
I have
the original
a
weighted
blanket, travel blanket, and I have everyday blanket, a little bit bigger size. When you are watching TV, smart TV, or if you are traveling in the airplane or in the electrical car, or you have a baby and taking outside, you can put on the car seat or stroller to protect them. This fabric the technology was developed from Switzerland. They gave license to Chinese manufacturers, made in China, but we didn't trust their lab results, and we get University, Ontario Tech University check our fabric, and they saw 99% of blockage from different frequencies. They started with radio waves and different, with isolated environment. They have a Faraday cage, and they measure different frequencies, 3G, 4G, 5G, even 6G is coming very soon. They check that. And silver is very magical mineral. It absorbs the radio frequency or electromagnetic radiation, and it doesn't reflect. There are some other metals, they reflect, they are more dangerous, they absorb and reflect the other way, but silver disseminates it disappears, and it doesn't go through this fabric. It is coming here, and we have tests like with our phone and EMF meter. So we have t-shirts to protect the vital organs, heart, lungs, even they are long enough to protect ovaries, testicles. We have boxers for men.
Because many men wear their phones in their pockets,
Yes.
and some women even do like around the body. So if I have my phone near me, I definitely have it in airplane mode. Little things like
Yes,
that. Yeah.
yes. Heads are very popular. We sell all over the world. Europe is ahead of the game, I can say, because in some kindergartens they don't let any wireless device in their schools. They only use wired internet.
Oh, that is one.
Yes. In some cities, 5G is banned. They don't want 5G in their cities. So the blankets are the most, I think, effective one, because 8 hours you at least give some break to the body from that constant exposure. So I use them. I feel big difference if I don't use, if I go my sister's house, or that I take my throw blanket with me. I have a granddaughter. I worked really hard to make her feel like whenever she plays iPad, where's my blanket? And she just puts it, she
Yeah.
covers.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
a good idea. Yeah.
Yes. So without that, no, I take her iPad away so she knows. Also, there's a very magical stone. I don't know if you heard shungite.
I've heard of it, but I don't know much.
It's the only natural stone that absorbs the electromagnetic radiation. We have pyramids like these ones next to the computer, so it absorbs all the bad energy. It has its resting energy like gemstones, and it converts electromagnetic radiation to good energy, which is in the same frequency of human energy.
So like a negative ionic effect, similar to
Yes.
the natural elements, etc.
Also, electromagnetic radiation, when it travels through, it creates positive ions, which is not good for human body, and it neutralizes those with releasing negative ion from that energy. There are some devices to measure those. I don't have that, but I have an EMF meter. I can just make a simple test. I did that many times. So the highest level of radiation comes when you do a phone call. So I turn this on. It's high, but if I call my business number, it goes 200. As you see, and the number changes because it's kind of wave. It goes up and down, up and down. So I will hold like this. If I put the shungite here, see, it goes to orange level. Probably it's getting others, but like and green.
Because the call you're still
yeah.
connected.
And your
but-
router is right
Yes,
here, right?
yes.
Actually, with that phone we did with Lehla. So her router is behind here. As you see, it goes orange. And when I put this, it goes down green. Probably my phone is closed, but as you see, it goes green, and it takes some time to it's here.
For you, so it doesn't fall.
Yeah,
I think last time we put it right up at the wall like this,
yeah.
and there
Oh
we
yeah,
go.
yeah. And let's put this. I think the detector is here. Yeah, last time we did. We have everyone has cell phone here.
Oh,
It's-
yeah,
we
before we
have-
did it without the phones.
Yeah. But it has one source, Shanghai, is coming from Russia, and there's a limited sources. All the universities now have projects to create synthetic Shanghai in case of nuclear accidents. They want to cover and use that. Even one tiny layer of the Shanghai blocks the electromagnetic radiation, all the nuclear energy. So I think they will come up with a synthetic Shanghai in the near future. I don't know how they will call, but there's a big race
Mhm.
in technical universities. So people carry these in their purses to protect, even like if it is next to your credit card, you know, they said they can scan your credit card, this blocks it. It also purifies the water. If you put into the water and wait 24 to 48 hours, it kills all the microorganisms and cleans heavy metals. So it is such a magical stone. And the molecular level explanation is it's very rich with carbon atoms, but carbon atoms are spaced. So those spaces are filled with heavy metals or microorganisms. It grabs those things. And we have a cell phone sticker. I have mine in my phone here at the back in the cover. And I have one here. Maybe you can see it like in the pocket because it's sticky. I stick it. You can feel this. All our mobile devices at our home, tablets, computers have these stickers to protect. It doesn't make the EMF zero, but it neutralizes it. These are making zero, but these are, we call that EMF neutralizer. Those are EMF shielding products. This fabric shields my lungs and heart right now. I have Shanghai stone. I have bracelet too.
So do you have jewelry as well? The Shanghai
Yes,
jewelry?
but we ran out of them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so like pendants and bracelets.
Yes,
and-
we used to sell them and they were
okay.
gone.
Oh,
and,
wow.
Yeah. So yeah, this is the story of the EMF, and the thing we can do is to protect the kids. I think we should educate them. They sleep with their phones sometimes, right? Teenagers, 24 hours, or they keep the phone couple hours on their next to their ear. At least they can use the speaker or turn the phone off during the night time to protect themselves. Just simple habit changes. They don't have to purchase something, but like being more precaution against the technology will be very helpful.
And being out in nature.
Exactly, to neutralize the effect of the EMF hazards, you can go to environment which is rich with the far infrared ray, red light. Like beach is the most rich portion of the earth with the far infrared ray because the sunlight's reflected by the sand. Or Japanese people call it forest bathing.
Yes.
Trees release good far infrared ray, and far infrared is good for your body because it boosts the immune system. And with good immune system, you can fight better for the damages EMF is doing to you.
Our
Yeah.
own local Sunnyside Acres or Urban Acres Forest, they have 3 generation growth trees, and a lot of people actually go into that forest to forest bathe, and you can feel the energy. It's quite something.
This
Yes.
is why when we go camping, we
Yes.
sleep so well.
Yes,
Definitely.
exactly.
Being
You sleep
outside,
better, right?
Oh, way better.
Being outside by the ocean, the forest, the trees, waterfall, standing in front of a waterfall, you can feel the energy coming off of it, right? So those would be the negative ions that help neutralize and offset the positive ions from electronics, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, power lines, cell signals, all these things.
Yes.
Yeah, so.
Yes, so we have these products we are selling online only, but for South Spa clients we offer 15% discount with using South 15 as a discount code. And the website is sleepgift.ca. You can have a look if you have any question, any concern, you can always contact me and my staff through the website. We have also coupons over there. Yes.
So for when using laptops, maybe getting a blanket and
Yes.
putting it on you.
So there's
Don't
2 different
keep-
sizes.
I have a blanket always. I had that habit. It happens now, like unconsciously. Whenever I have my laptop, sometimes I use it on my lap, and I just put blanket, cover my body, so that's way.
Around the organs,
Yes,
especially.
at least I know I don't get 100% protection, but at least I decrease the EMF amount.
Right. And you mentioned taking it on an airplane. Are airplanes
Oh, yeah.
fine?
Yeah,
Oh.
because
Closer to the
first of all
satellites.
they connect with the ground, right? So there's high EMF going back and forth, but also there's a cosmic radiation up in the atmosphere. You are close to that, so the radiation. I took my EMF meter, and there's actual video on our website. It was constantly measuring high level.
Oh.
Yeah, me and my granddaughter were traveling, and we had our hats, our T-shirts, and even the blanket. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah, I think the awareness is slowly increasing. People are learning more and more. There was one incident last year in France. The French government warned Apple because when they make the measurement, they realized one model of iPhone had higher dose, and it was over the guidelines, and Apple accepted their software mistake. I don't know, software or hardware, but they said we will collect, otherwise their phones will be banned in France. Yes, and in their instruction book, somewhere in the small print it says this device should not be closer than 2 inches to your body. And nobody reads it, nobody knows
Yeah.
it. Yeah, there's a warning apparently, but it's lost in somewhere. I didn't even see it, but I saw in the video.
It's something like years ago when people started smoking and they thought, oh, smoking's fine, and everyone was smoking and it was
Same.
normal, and they, didn't think there was any problems with any health risks until 20 years later. Oh, actually there's many health
Yes.
risks, and there's lots of people who are very sick and dying and getting cancer.
Doctors were recommending smoking
Right.
to relax that time in
Right.
1960s, 70s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's just kind of building awareness now around all of this, which I've been aware of it for a while, I love educating people on different things to help improve their health, because that's what we're all about here. And Tina's actually been to SALT, and we've been in touch for years. I have some of her products, and I thought, you know what, why don't you come to SALT and we can actually educate further about this particular topic, because I think it's really important. And again, it's not a scare tactic, or it's not to instill fear.
Yes.
It's something that we're all going to use our phones, we're all going to use our devices. We can't completely get away
Of
from it.
course.
But we can
Yeah.
reduce our exposure, we can neutralize by being outside more, even in the cooler winter months. There's products if you know you're going to have a lot of exposure or close exposure on a continual basis. And then, you know, like you said, Tina, about putting the phone in airplane mode, having it away from you, charging it away from you. Never go to sleep at night with your phone charging right beside you. Little
Yes.
things like that.
Oh yes, also one thing, if your, you know, your signal bars, if it is the smallest, like tiny bar, it's better to turn it off, because that means your phone is trying to connect, maybe instead of 2 cell phone towers, 5. It tries to get more and more energy, so the EMF level goes really high when you have weak signal.
Interesting, I did not know
Yes,
that.
I
I think it
didn't
was
know.
the opposite. But
Yeah.
Okay.
I learned a couple years ago, so I always pay attention if I'm outside of city, and if I don't get enough signal, I just turn it off,
Right.
because it fights for finding the strongest signal everywhere, and it kind of tries to get the signal as much as possible, and it gives more EMF to you.
Right.
Yeah.
I forgot to mention that Tina is an MD and PhD, and she's also an advisor of EMFs. And was it electro pollution?
Yes,
Yeah.
electropollution, and my background is in nuclear medicine, so
Right.
I know everything in the nuclear level.
Tell us how you got
Yeah.
involved into this. How you got involved with EMF information, and how you developed your company.
Yeah, well, everything started with my kids, and also myself,
Yeah.
who was not sleeping well. And when you don't sleep enough, your next day becomes horrible. You can't function, you can't follow the conversations, you can't remember the things, your memory didn't bring the things you need. So we were miserable.
Yeah.
And like, people say sleep is the life insurance for the long term.
Definitely.
If you don't sleep enough, same thing, like we link EMF to cancer, chronic diseases, diabetes, hypertension, inflammation, and same with the sleep. Mental and physical health is under big danger. So it's better to find a solution. If you are hypersensitive to EMF, it's better to turn even your router off during the night
Like
time.
at nighttime.
Yeah,
You
because
can
one
program
of the
that. I do that from 11 to 6. I turn off,
Yeah.
but I live in a condo.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah,
still
yeah,
get
yeah,
the
yeah.
things. Yeah,
I
so-
heard people just hook up the Christmas light thing. Like, you know, Christmas lights you can program.
Okay.
So you can hook up that to your router,
Okay.
and it shuts at a certain time.
Yeah.
Do you manually?
Oh, my husband do through the phone. We can do. It's
Yeah.
easy to turn it on and off, and so.
Oh,
Is that
okay.
Shaw?
My husband
Remotely.
knows. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
he
We can-
stops the.
Yeah, we can do from the phone, and I think he needs to do something
So
in the
he-
router too, and then it's easy to program and.
Because I've just been pulling the plug, and it's got to go through the whole thing again. The
Then
next
you
day, but-
restart, you know.
Yeah.
So he does something with Telos, and then a little touch, only a simple touch in the router.
Okay.
So that is something.
Yes.
It does make a big difference. I noticed my kids sleep much better once we started turning our router off. And you know, when it's been hot lately, like I did not sleep last night. Why? It was so hot last night, I took my weighted blanket off. These are now really nice and lightweight, but when I got mine a number of years ago, they used to be weighted, which is also really quite relaxing and lovely.
And good for winter, you know, but
It
summer.
is, but I was so hot
summer,
last night, I took it off,
Actually,
and I did not sleep.
Yes. Yeah. They don't make you feel hot because it's cotton fabric.
Okay,
Yeah.
it's
Breathable, and the inside, the filling part is natural clay, plus like the minerals, they emit far infrared ray with the body's temperature, like germanium, tourmaline, quartz.
Yes.
All these are inside the blanket, which gives you far infrared ray benefits.
I think I had a blanket underneath it, so that was probably why. So you could just
In
have
the
it
winter time,
on
I
you.
put
Yeah.
another blanket because it doesn't make you feel hot.
Right.
And the silver fabric regulates the body temperature.
Right, right.
Yeah.
I have a question, or maybe, I'm coming to a conclusion. I have the feeling as well that EMF might affect, our hot flashes because it's hormonal related. And then if you're sensitive to heat, so it might affect as well,
Yes.
Have you heard about
Well,
anything?
hormonal imbalances are listed in the
One
EMF
of the-
harm.
Mm-hmm.
So early menopause possible,
Mm-hmm.
because everything, your brain takes those signals as light,
Mm-hmm.
and melatonin have a bunch of functions in the body. It's not only sleep, it's known as sleep hormone, but it has a lot of different functions. So it is possible. Alzheimer even linked to EMF exposure. ALS, that deadly disease. I have couple publications about that too. They found link between EMF exposure. And actually 20 years ago, WHO announced EMF as a carcinogen for the human. But it was suppressed intentionally with some, there's a report from a British journalist. Apparently the board of WHO occupied by people who had benefits from the telecommunication companies, so they don't want people to know about that. It is announced as a carcinogenic for human beings. Yeah.
Thank you.
All these politics behind human health is there. We have to accept, but the technology is such a good thing. It brings lots of good things to our life. We don't want people to stay away, but find some solutions. There are we have cell phone stickers made with Shanghai, but the new ones are coming up. Some of them absorbing it, some of them converting it to good energy, and some of them neutralize those negative ions we know EMF creates in the air. So there are growing sector in these products, EMF protected products.
So aside from putting the phone in airplane mode and being in nature, are there some other lifestyle
Time,
tips?
less time,
Less time, yeah.
distance,
Maybe setting
more
an alarm.
distance.
Yeah, more distance.
Yeah.
And then you mentioned about infrared. So with this infrared sauna and red light
Yes,
therapy and those
that
things help
boosts the immune system, boosts the metabolism, boosts the blood circulation, and that helps body to fight against
Okay.
healthy eating. Even there are some antioxidant products people sell, and they say like if you want to fight and be stronger against the EMF, because there's no way of staying 100% away from EMF.
Right.
We don't see it, feel it, no smell,
Yeah.
nothing. Just make sure your body gets everything really in a good way, good healthy way. So,
Even the foot bath that we have with the ionizing effect creates the negative ions, which helps to offset and neutralize so that people can feel better and
Yes.
not have as much exposure as well.
yes, especially for oxidative stress or free radicals.
Right.
If you have far infrared ray, the body can easily clean those toxins and the waste of the metabolism.
Right.
It has to be flushed out. But
Yeah.
with far infrared ray increasing the blood circulation, it helps. Yes.
Great.
Some of the symptoms that you were mentioning, I was thinking, oh, my daughter's room is right above the smart meter. And some of the symptoms, I was like, oh, I wonder if I should check her.
Yeah, well, there is really good video. His name is Jeremy Johnson from Silicon Valley. He was working in a high-tech company, and this guy started feeling so sick he couldn't even move his arm, and he found out his condo was just over the whole building's smart meters.
Oh my goodness.
Now he quit his job. He's giving kind of seminar to high school kids. You can find his talk in YouTube.
What was
Jeremy
it?
Johnson.
Jeremy Johnson.
Yeah. I call high school here, but to talk to kids.
Yeah.
The person who took the call, oh, the kids never listen you. They love the earphones, and she shut it down.
Well, they do love their phones, but you can, like, awareness, if people don't know, they're not going to be
Yes.
able to do anything about it. But if you have some
Exactly.
knowledge and education,
I know
knowledge
it's-
is power.
Yes, but no, if you hear something many times, same
Yeah.
thing,
Yeah.
they are the internet generation. They don't know the life without having those signals,
Yeah.
cell phones. But if you keep telling them,
Yeah.
parents, teachers,
Mhm.
authorities, then I think they will change their habit.
Well, my 16-year-old loves her phone, but she knows I'll be like, Santa, yes, Mom, it's in airplane mode before she goes to bed.
Yeah.
Or, yes, Mom, I have my blanket on, or whatever. So, and then just not charging it in her room. So she's aware. And in the beginning, I was just nagging Mom, but then repeat, and now I don't even have to ask her about it anymore. And she knows. She goes, oh, I accidentally had my phone charging last night, and I forgot to put it in airplane mode and turn it off. And she goes, and I feel so awful today. And I said, okay, well, now you know. It's not just me telling you, now you know.
Exactly.
You've witnessed the effects. And,
Yeah.
and sometimes it's easier to make the change and then see how you feel, and then have a little bit of exposure just to show yourself, oh, I did feel a shift, I did feel a difference. Because it's different when someone's always talking about it or saying it, or it's hard for a lot of people to understand because it is invisible and it's not something we can touch, hear, feel, see.
Yes.
So it's really
Well,
just depending on our reactions.
Exactly. Like for smoking, you can stay away if someone is smoking, but you don't know in your next door has the most powerful router or
Right.
modem, so it's really hard to stay away from it.
And we
Because
have the
this-
tower here, you know, across
Yeah.
the line. It's
Yeah.
not very, very far from my place, but there are some houses very close by too, you know, so.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So for this situation that she mentioned, that for example, let's say that you have 2 bedrooms only, and that is the bedroom, you cannot change the smart meter. Can you cover with a blanket and do the painting thing?
Oh,
Maybe around
there are covers.
Oh,
they are selling
okay.
for smart meter.
Mhm.
It's like a aluminium foil.
Mm.
It just I watched one video. They just kind of put 4 screws and it's covered, but
Okay.
it doesn't block 100% of the signal. Still, the meter can read your usage, but at least you don't get too much of the radiation.
Okay.
Same thing with electrical panels.
Okay.
Those are, if they are behind your wall and your bed is right there,
Right.
you
Yeah.
might have a problem. There are people, they come to your home and they measure everything. If you have chronic fatigue and sleep problems, that's a new profession. They come, bio building they call. They come and they measure and they give you advice, like move your head of the bed from here to
Yes,
there, or
yeah.
change your bedroom. So they give you some advice to adjust everything and get less exposure, at least during the
Do you
sleep.
think we have this here in Vancouver?
I
There is
don't
one engineer in West Vancouver.
Okay.
Yeah,
There used to be one, I think, in South Surrey, but that was several years ago. I can't remember.
Jordan. I
No, was
forgot.
it?
He made some measurements. He is an engineer, and he had later on he built a business to measure the houses. I can find his name.
Yeah, and
It's
I'll
in
look
my
up
contacts.
mine as well, and when we
Jonathan.
send out the email, we'll be sure to include that information.
Oh,
There's-
definitely love
I'm
and the
aware of
books as
him,
well.
but there might be more because there are courses for $5,000. People learn how to be a bio building
Engineer,
expert.
Expert.
Yeah, and then they can come measure everything. One of your clients, she bought a blanket from me and she called someone.
Okay, yeah, and I was probably the person
She
that
bought
I.
for her daughter even.
Okay, yeah, because of someone coming to her home.
Yeah,
To do the
she
test?
said,
It might have been the person that I recommended, and now I can't think of his name, but I will,
yeah.
it starts with an
I
F.
can't find
Farrell or, no.
in the invoice list. I have the,
Yeah,
for Christmas time she bought for her daughter, but she told me she was like in her 70s, but
Yeah.
constantly she was having headaches. And someone came to her home and said, oh, you have electrical panel just next to your bed, you
Right.
shouldn't be here.
If hidden the electrical panel, no, we would know, right, in our home.
it's usually
Yeah,
accessible
they're
because it's
accessible.
below a
Okay,
fuse
okay,
or
okay,
something.
yeah,
No,
yeah.
fuses, you know, all the fuses are there.
Absolutely. Okay. That was something hidden that would.
Yeah, mostly it's in the furnace room. They hide
Mhm.
some
Mhm.
invisible areas.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I remember she told me, we talked.
Yeah, you wouldn't want it in your bedroom, that's for sure. Like generally it's in like either somewhere downstairs or near the garage, but there have been some instances where in some apartments or in some homes, or even if it's a spare bedroom sometimes,
Okay. It's
or an office, so it just depends on, you know, where it is in your home. And then where your router is, like we purposely situate our routers far away from where we are commonly in the home so that we're not having as, you know, it's at a farther distance. Sometimes the signal's not super strong, but it's good enough. So I'd rather be safe than have a super great signal, but yeah.
Yeah, and sometimes I have migraine. I put my head after a few hours, I feel much better.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get my head too, you know.
Yeah, or I just leave the home and go somewhere, walk, and
Yeah.
come back. But in the winter time, you can't do that.
Right. Tina, can we see some of like maybe the blankets we can
Sure.
show what these
Yeah.
look like? Because you have different sizes. One is a lap one and one is a full.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is light. There's no filling in it. This side is silver fabric side, and inside we have blue,
Oh yeah.
like this
That's
one.
very lightweight.
Okay.
That's nice.
Very light.
Yeah, you guys can.
Yeah.
Is it okay if I
You can
pass
feel
it
it.
around? There you go.
And there's a little cotton layer in between two fabrics, so it can be used like a blanket.
Right.
Blanket. This is bigger size.
Now is this, because the other one I think that I have is that
The
green?
weighted.
Yeah.
You got weighted.
Yes.
Yeah.
But this would be the same size kind of thing?
This is similar to.
Oh yeah, there
Same
you go.
protection.
Yes.
Same protection.
Yes.
Being
This
light?
is.
Yeah.
This is the fabric university gave us
You
lab
tested.
report.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. This is same like my
Similar to
hat.
this one.
This.
Oh, I see.
They are all same fabric.
Okay.
So this would be good
Other
for.
than silver, there are also cheap version of shielding fabric. They use nickel, copper, and steel. But silver has healing effect, and silver is the most expensive one. It doesn't have any harm when it touches to your skin. It gives a good effect to your skin. You know, for burn skin in the medicine, we use silver cream. So there is no allergic reaction to silver, but to other metals, especially
Yeah.
small children can show some allergic reaction. So that's why I only work with silver fabric.
And it's also antimicrobial, and I would think that
Yes,
it would help
yes, it has
detoxify during your
Yeah,
sleep
it
as
has
well.
antimicrobial effect, antiviral, antibacterial. Yeah.
Yeah, we actually have silver here in tincture and liquid form
Yeah,
and
people
gel
take
to
oral-
use as a natural antibiotic, whether it's topical or internal
Yeah,
for sinus
Some-
infections and
some
everything. It's
naturopathy. yeah.
very
Some
good.
naturopaths give oral silver solution in a microdose.
Even
not-
for
Yeah.
problems in the teeth or gums, gingivitis and all
Yeah.
that kind of thing.
And so these are washable?
Oh yes, that they are washable. They don't lose their silver content because silver is locked in the cotton fiber.
Oh.
It doesn't come off. Just we don't recommend heat dry.
Hang
Just
dry.
air dry is the best.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This this is
another
winter
hat?
hat.
Oh, so this is
Yeah.
a bit thicker?
This has lining with silver,
Mm-hmm.
but outside is mostly like for season, I can say elastic. This is different. We sell a lot of these hats on Etsy and Amazon.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And how long have you been doing this, Tina?
Well, I started 2019, and then COVID came.
Right.
I stopped the business,
Yeah.
and I moved from Ontario to here.
Yes.
And 2022, I reopened the business
Right,
because
right.
2 years the factory was closed, my warehouse
Yes.
was closed.
Yeah.
So
Good. Yeah, I'm glad to see that everything, and you got so many new products now compared to last time I saw
yeah,
you.
yes, I'm working on a new phone sticker. I'm just waiting for patent approval.
Yeah. And how will
It's
this
not
phone
mine.
sticker be different than the existing one?
It converts the EMF energy to human, the closest to human frequency.
Okay. Okay. So
Yeah,
like
from
more of a
China.
phone
More-
neutralizing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Good. And then with the meter here, what could you use that on everything? Like,
Yeah. This
on the
is
phones
we
and
sell these. We
devices?
Design this for pocket size. Everyone can carry in their purse or pocket, and it has green, orange, and red color. If there's a powerful, use my phone, a source, it turns to red with phone being closed, and it reads electrical field, radio frequency field, and magnetic field.
But you could put it against any electrical device
Yeah.
to determine the
Yeah.
the exposure that you're getting.
One of the strongest magnetic field emitter is the fridge.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
These
interesting.
are okay with the fridge, but magnetic field,
Right.
but good thing it doesn't travel too long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if a
So-
microwave is on, I bet you that's
It
yeah,
goes very sky high. So in my house, when the microwave is on,
far away.
my granddaughter knows, go away.
Yeah, for sure.
Even me, myself, I just started and go
Yes.
away. Microwave is one of the most powerful EMF source.
I even don't use it.
Yeah, I got
have
rid of
it,
mine too.
but
I got rid of my
yeah,
microwave.
it's there because it's harder to remove it.
Yes, yes.
But barely use it, so. But
Yeah.
good to know. And it's in your website too, or we can
Yes,
buy
we sell
this?
these.
You sell this
Yeah.
too.
It's
These
the
are
smallest one
our
on the
branded.
market, right?
Hmm?
The smallest one available, right?
Yes, that's the smallest in the market. There are like big, bulky, like handyman type of EMF meters, but we developed this with the manufacturer.
Yeah, I have one of those big ones, but I don't even know how to, I'm like, which thing do I look at?
Yeah.
Yes, people expect like fixed number, but these waves go up and down, waves. So that's why it constantly changes radio frequency, as you see, and when it and these red level are decided by the government guidelines. Actually, the best is 0 RF, the best environment, but it's so hard to get 0.
Right,
Yeah.
right. And we're gonna be exposed to these things. We can't block our fridge with a blanket or anything
No,
like that,
no.
but we can do all these other things to help. It's
Yeah.
more about management.
That's why, wearables are good. Wherever you go, still you
Yeah.
get protection.
And with the shun gate, so you have the little block that sits on the desk, and then
Like I
this one
keep
here.
this next to my computer.
Okay.
I have pyramids next to my computer.
Right.
So
So
the
either
bigger
or
the,
both?
the stone is
Yeah.
the better.
The which? Sorry.
The size is important.
Okay.
It absorbs more.
So
than
would you
it's
have both of those then? If you had your phone and your laptop and you were working, what would be
On
ideal?
my desk there are like 4 or 5 chakras.
Right.
The more is better.
Right, right.
In my bedroom I have like bigger bag of these stones.
Okay. Do you
Yeah.
place them individually in different
No.
areas, or are you just in one?
Close to my head.
Oh, okay. Got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Because I have semi house, the other side
Right.
is someone else's.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much it. And then
Yeah,
the
those are the
stickers
phone
are shungite
stickers.
as well.
Yeah, those are pure shungite.
Yeah. And where is shungite from? So it's
From northwest part of the Russia,
right.
just close to Finland border.
Okay. So it must be very hard to
And-
get.
Yeah, it is. They found out like a couple hundred years ago that particular area, people were more healthy, and sick people, when they go to that village, they were getting
Yeah,
better.
yeah.
Their health was improving
Right.
because their water source was coming through big shungite stones, so the water was clean.
Right.
Or yeah,
Pure,
that's how they found
purified.
out. And the scientists believe it is a meteor 400-500 years ago. It dropped there because there's not similar stone in the rest of the world.
Now you were telling me that there are other stones. They're just not as strong. That are still neutralizing, but they're just not. They're not as strong as the shungite.
Yeah.
What were
But those
ones
are
again?
the phone stickers, titanium,
Oh right, titanium.
yeah, germanium.
Right.
So there are some minerals,
And
even
tourmaline?
cellulose from the trees.
Oh,
it,
okay.
because it's very rich of the carbon atom,
Right.
it absorbs, but it never makes it zero.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
There are some stickers, phone stickers. These are shungite stickers. There's shungite mineral in it. We sell that. But there are some, even for your dogs, they are making those. You hang around your neck.
Oh, the
with
collar.
cellulose things,
Okay.
and it can protect your heart, your lungs, and
Right,
yeah,
right.
like, it's not big area they affect. This is the most powerful shungite.
This particular one, like the block.
This is because this the area size is bigger.
Right, and
This
then
is
the other
this
one is a
one.
little bit thicker, but because it's
This yeah,
the base is a
yeah.
little bit
We
smaller.
did measurement with this one.
Yeah.
This one is in our website, and it shows the EMF radiation from. I put this between router and my EMF meter, and
Okay.
it dropped down to
Okay.
green level. Many times we show on the website like it goes to zero if there's no other sources around it.
Oh, so you have examples that people can see on your
Yeah.
website. Perfect. Yeah.
So it is a big threat, but we don't know how it will change. But like there's a lot of work done for neutralizing its effect on the human body.
Yes.
So
Yes.
its biological effects, they are working mostly on that, not slowing down the technology. Yeah.
Yeah. So just minimizing our exposure, managing what we can with the little tips, and you know, if you do have a lot of exposure, then maybe some of the products might be worthwhile for just some extra protection.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. The paints, for instance, for EMF hypersensitive people, very expensive paint because of the silver they put
Right.
inside.
Are they
it-
colorful or any color or no? Only
I think they have limited colors.
okay.
Where would you get it from?
Online you can find it. Mostly they are made
Is
in
it just
China.
called EMF shielding paint?
Paint.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What if you use a phone in the room that's got the paint on the wall? Does it like make it worse?
You mean the phone will not get signals?
No, like I'm assuming
the signal
that.
drop down.
Well, I'm
Those
assuming
are-
that you put it on your bedroom and then you clear your bedroom of phones and then you sleep, right?
Yeah.
But what if
You
what
have
if
the
you
phone
happen
in
to
there.
bring your phone? Would it make things worse because it's reflecting, or I don't know how that works.
Would the paint reflect if you had an
No,
electron?
it absorbs.
Okay,
Silver
so
absorbs
it
the
absorbs
energy.
it.
Silver doesn't reflect.
Coming from inside or outside, I think, right? From my neighbor upstairs
Yeah.
or from, within the, wherever I am, right?
Yeah.
If we paint everything
There's-
here, with the neighbor upstairs.
It's more
or
protection
here.
from the outside or from like
Right.
it's like if the panel's behind a certain wall. Or,
Yeah.
It absorbs, that is the
There is
yeah.
also EMF hypersensitivity.org. Some like all the people they feel worse with devices. There's one Spanish lady, she can't even leave her house. She says, like, whenever I leave the house, my headache starts, I can't feel myself, and I feel so bad, I have to come back. So people share all these information. That lady paint her home. One room she stays in there, and
She feels better.
yeah.
And that would be for an
You
extreme
can find
case
YouTube
of,
videos,
yeah.
those EMF hypersensitivity syndrome patients. Yeah, even some doctors don't know about
right?
this.
Well,
Yeah, like all.
there's a few
yeah.
things that there might be
She
people
said
when
she
they
went to doctors many times. She says she feels so
Yeah.
bad when she's next to the computers. Nobody believe her.
well, that's you know, if people do have symptoms, nagging symptoms that aren't going away and they're getting worse and worse and worse and they're not getting any answers, you know, this is something that you can try.
I will try.
And
Since
why
I
not?
moved to here, I'm having more headaches, and but now it's been 3 years, right? So this is why I come to see Ryan very
Right,
frequently.
yes,
I love him, and then but now I'm going eliminating things, you know. So my diet is okay. I work out, have a
Right.
balanced life, whatever.
Yeah.
Winter time, especially now that we stay more indoors,
Because we're
right?
indoors
Yeah.
more for sure.
And
you
not
know.
grounding as much or into nature.
Yes.
At least I don't go much to the mountains. And then might be one thing when I saw your invite was all
Yeah.
very, you know, perfect timing.
Great,
Yeah.
great.
So
I'm so glad.
Thank you for coming.
yeah, no, my pleasure. We'll be visiting your website. I think both of us tonight. Very
Yeah.
informative.
Well, the most important thing you can take from tonight is you don't need to spend money. You can just change your simple habits against technology. So just, you know, using speaker or keeping phone a little bit further away from you, and limiting the time. If you don't need it, turn it off. Those are very important habits to decrease the level of the exposure.
Yeah, when I don't have to get up the next morning, I just put it off. Otherwise, I have it in airplane mode if I'm using it for an alarm or anything like that. Even one night I did not sleep well, and I realized I didn't turn my phone off.
Yeah.
It was on all night, and it does. It disrupts your sleep, and it can cause insomnia and all kinds of things.
It's very interesting. So I'm a plant mother. So my house has almost 70 plants inside.
Right.
And then my ferns, there was one fern that was in the console, and my router is inside the console. And then that fern never thrives. Never thrives. Until I heard another plant father talking about you know, the router. Oh, keep your plants, you know, safe and away from the router.
Right.
Because they are as sensitive as us too, you know, and
Yes,
it's
yes,
always
true.
dry, never thriving.
Yeah.
The others are thriving and they are far away, but this one that is right above, you know, and then it's not thriving. So
Yeah.
I'm
Very
trying
We
to
just talked last week in our team meeting. They did a test. They put 2 plants, same soil, same size, and one was just next to the router. It never developed. The other was
Yeah.
gloomy. So definitely, not only human beings, insects change their
Any living
behavior.
thing.
Bees are staying
Oh,
away
yes.
from the high power
Towers.
lines.
Yeah.
And plants, trees.
There's a couple
they
plants that actually absorb EMF as well.
Mhm.
Cactus
Oh.
and
Oh,
spider.
actually, yes, plants,
Yeah.
snake plants.
Snakes I have in my
Because
bedroom,
snake
but
plant.
they are tiny.
Yes.
But
Is it
Yeah.
peace lily as well?
Snake plants.
Peace lily?
Yeah, and
Yeah,
peace
that's
lily,
what I
right?
thought.
Yeah,
I've got a few
yeah.
of those in my
Yeah,
home
there's a
too.
couple
Oh,
that
yeah,
yeah.
good to know.
Cactus. And
Yeah.
And
I
also
have
the-
many
Yeah,
snake
but I'm
plants.
gonna put a little bit, maybe cut the blanket, you know, a little bit under the fort, you know, to protect.
Yeah, why not? But people are using it for their pets too, because
Yeah.
the pets
Oh,
get, you know,
mhm.
some pets get exposure.
I'll do a
Yeah.
little bed, you know,
Yeah.
between them, you know, and interesting, very interesting.
Yeah. I have many snake plants, and they are very easy to care.
Yeah.
Even in my bedroom. I remember one time my friend came and she said, "Oh, why do you keep the plants in your bedroom?"
I have 2, but they're small. I'm thinking maybe I'm gonna place them elsewhere and buy the big ones, you know. So might be something, you know, to.
They grow fast.
They grow fast too. It's impossible to kill them also, right?
Yes,
So-
exactly. Exactly.
Well, I like the blanket ideas because I've never, I've heard of the wearables and everything, but I mean, that's so useful.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Because I'm in front of a
At least
computer
8
all
hours
day,
a
right?
day,
Yeah.
you can get
You can just
great-
have it throughout your whole front of your body, right?
Mhm.
Because think about even up here, you don't want, with our organs going all the way down, you just want to protect that front line for sure.
Winter time, we can make a robe of
Yeah,
it,
there you
know,
go.
and then
Oh,
you
yeah,
can
she did that.
Actually, we are working
You-
on a vest.
Okay.
You
Oh,
can
yeah.
easily with the hoodie,
I would
easily
love that, for
put
especially
in
for-
front of the computer.
You
You
wear
can
it.
put on your regular clothes. I had some samples at tailor from here,
Mhm.
and we are just looking into the cost and everything.
That
Yeah,
is an
we are
alternative
thinking
too,
it's
especially
great.
in winter.
Exactly.
Working from home, you remove the
Yeah.
robe, a little bit, and then you put it on.
Yes.
Yeah, especially
Yes.
people working on the computer all day long.
All
right?
day
Yeah.
long, yeah.
Yes.
I am.
Yeah.
So really, it just depends. How much exposure do you have? How hypersensitive are you to EMFs? Educating,
And kids,
managing.
small kids
Yeah.
need more
Are your kids being
protection.
affected? Plants, birds, and then doing your best to minimize it because we don't have control over everything, but we can have control over some
Of course,
things.
yeah, take
which we-
precautions. Yeah.
So there are things we can do to minimize exposure and have better health. So,
Yes, definitely.
Did anyone else have any more questions at all or comments?
I think we covered any questions I had. Yeah.
Okay, well, I just wanted to say thank you so much, Tina, for coming and presenting this
Thank you.
evening. I was excited to have you. I'm very passionate about this topic myself. I try to
Yeah, I
practice.
know that.
I practice some of the things we talked about this evening at home a lot and preach to my children and my loved ones.
Yeah.
So I do like to help educate people and increase awareness so that they can take their health into their own hands and self-advocate for the health, especially when you're not getting answers or you're suffering in some form or fashion and you're looking for other ways to increase health and feel better. So it doesn't hurt to try something like this out and educate, awareness. All these things give us more information so we can make better informed decisions.
Definitely, and be alert about symptoms from EMF exposure. So maybe your doctor cannot think about it because they don't know your lifestyle, but especially for young children, parents should be very aware of it.
Okay.
Okay, thanks. That was great.
Yeah, no worries. You can.
Thank you for coming.